Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Rex. He's a level 3 whiskey sommelier.
He's a master mooch.
And it's a Japanese whiskey, and we have opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Opinions.
Good opinions. Yay. And correct opinions. All right, welcome to the Whiskey Vault today. We have a new plan, but first, Miyagikyo.
Fine.
Okay.
Miyagikyo while you pour.
Nice hair, Rex.
Just a quick note. This is not my haircut of choice, but it's the one that happened for the will of the tribe.
Yes.
So I was going to perm it up a little bit, like you just get tight little curls.
Yeah.
Kind of ran out of time. We've had a busy day.
We have had a busy day.
And if we're a little sweatier and woozier than usual, it's because we put all of 10 minutes work outside.
Yeah. I put at least 20 minutes in.
All right, I vicariously was living through that work.
So this is Japanese whiskey. This is from the Nikka company with the Yoichi distillery and the Miyagikyo distillery, among things. Mm-hmm. Now remember, so the story is originally Masataka Takatsuru goes to Scotland, trains in Scotland, with a couple of Scottish distilleries, marries a Scottish bride, moves back to Japan, and combines with Shinjiro Tori to found Yamazaki and the Suntory distillery. Works there for 10 years, and then leaves Yamazaki and heads north up to the northernmost section of Japan, the island Yoichi, and or not northernmost, but a northern part of Japan. Mm-hmm. And he starts to try to create basically Scotch, but in Japan. So he finds a location that is the same similar kind of climate, and he's got pure water access, he's got grain access, he's got transportation access. Now Miyagikyo was his second distillery that they started.
Yeah.
And they're creating a almost unpeated whiskey, a lightly peated whiskey.
So I'm getting green apples, butter, and smoke.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, no, red apple for me, because green apples are sour.
I get more of the tartness on that sweet fruit.
Yeah, but think of like a Fuji apple.
Fight you over it.
This is bright, though. It's bright
and sweating so much.
I know, it's bright and fruity.
Just like pouring sweat.
That's the thing about working your ass off is when you stop, you still sweat for like another hour and a half.
Yeah. Texas summers aren't kind.
That's for you guys. Here you go. Okay, so I love this one.
And then
this was a distillery built in 1969.
That fruit note stays with me a long time.
It's less peaty. They're using pot stills. If I'm not mistaken, the Yoichi stills are coal-fired. The Miyagikyo stills are indirect steam heated.
So why would they make a decision like coal-fired stills?
It's just old school style.
They're notoriously hard to get consistent results out of.
Because they are all about doing things the hard way as an art form.
Yeah.
Shortcuts, it's not the Japanese way.
Well, the ones that are huge right now.
At least not the classic Japanese way. And I'm sure there are Japanese people who like shortcuts.
Don't make us get out the rye.
Oh man, that's good. I haven't even tasted this yet because I'm so in love with the nose on this thing.
The longer you sip this, the more the sweetness remains and the smokiness starts to get tampered down.
I was getting a note of gasoline. It's because it's on my arm. Okay, that doesn't help.
No, the sweetness stays with you. The smokiness you get used to.
Okay, I'm gonna go in for the taste now on this one, but this is pretty wonderful.
This is one of the most iconic Japanese whiskeys. As far as I'm concerned, you want to see what Japanese whiskey is capable of. Super, super nice.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good.
So
it's got a nutty kind of note in it. Mm-hmm. But it's buried in fruit and sweetness. This is a sherry cask influence, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you see what I mean?
It's got kind of a milk chocolate note going,
too. You see what I mean by the smokiness? Mm-hmm. You get used to that.
Because it's pepper.
You get used
and then it's gone pretty quickly.
Yeah, but then the sweetness in there gets more syrupy, stronger. The aftertaste lingers for days.
Now, this used to be an age statement whiskey. They removed the age statement from it.
Yeah, we did a video about age statement stuff.
So there's all of this news that Japan is running out of whiskeys, and they're having to move to no age statement releases just to still be able to sell shit.
So what is this, the Miyagikyo? Does this have decent distribution? Like, can people find this if they want to try.
I think they can now. I think it's because of the popularity of Japanese whiskey.
Right.
It's starting to get easier to find these.
Right, because here's the thing when it comes to distribution. Daniel and I have a pretty major announcement. It's going to fundamentally change what this channel is doing.
That's right. Now, pen in it.
Right.
$60 to $100.
Okay. So accessible, but not bottom shelf.
Right.
At all. All right. We've been talking about this for a long time, months now, and the donations that are coming from the Magnificent Bastards have been insane. The fact that people, like, if there were a world record for the most whiskey donations, I think we would have passed that.
No, I think
long ago.
I don't think anyone's come anywhere close.
Right. We should start a world record for most whiskey donations just because we could probably win that. The thing is, the longer we've been doing the channel, we tell people, look, if you want us to review a specific whiskey, send it in. The longer we've been doing the channel, the more obscure and hard to find the whiskey donations become.
Because people are, localized.
Yes.
And they're sending us something from their town that they love. They want to know what we think about it.
Yes, and here's a little dirty secret. When somebody steps up and makes a donation, makes a contribution, all of a sudden, our willingness to jump through hoops for them, for days. It's like, oh my gosh, not only did you just make a comment, you put something in the vault. We want to give them so much preferential treatment.
Yeah.
Including call-outs, doing an entire episode about that stuff. But it's getting to the point now where the people who are tuning in day after day after day, they can't...
It's been 3 months. They haven't seen a whiskey they can buy.
They can't buy a whiskey that's featured on the channel.
Yeah.
So we have to make the channel more widely relevant to people. So what's
the plan?
What the plan is... donation day, once a week.
Once a week we do donation day and try to knock out a half dozen bottles at a time.
Sure. And if that means, and we talked about this too, if that means donations fall off the cliff, we're okay with that.
We're okay with it.
We understand that people want to have like a full episode dedicated to the whiskey that they sent in, but it's not something that's practical, something that's feasible. If we want to make sure that the vast majority of people watching this channel can see a whiskey that they could potentially try, because I'm sure it's frustrating to no end whenever you hear us talk about something and you really want to try it and
you can't.
And it's
or it's frustrating to know that you mailed something in and it was like 2 months ago and you're wondering if we ever got it.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, yeah, we just haven't. I mean, for crying out loud, see those 2 bags over there?
Yeah.
Of about 9 whiskeys?
Yeah.
That Teresa bought that.
Sure.
Like a month ago.
So we're not getting caught up is the point.
We're not even close to getting caught up.
So if you want to make a donation, by all means continue to do so. They will be on the channel. But the more obscure it is, the harder it is for people to get their hands on, the more it's going to be combined on like a donation day.
Now, if what you donate is something everybody can get their hands on, it may show up in a main episode.
Yeah, because more than anything, we do want the stuff that we're reviewing to be potentially experienced by you. It's kind of a big deal. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to justify watching 2 asshats drink whiskey on YouTube day after day after day.
I'm loving this whiskey.
It is a fantastic
I actually
whiskey.
prefer this to the Yoichi.
Yeah.
I prefer this to the Nikka. I think this is my favorite Nikka product so far, that I've had so far.
Now, was Nikka the one where I asked you in the video we did on the other channel, was Nikka the one where their wheelhouse is more scotchy? Okay.
Yeah.
Because...
although the Nikka Pure Malt, that's pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's 2, and that was an interesting thing I didn't know. There's 2 main whiskey companies, conglomerates, if you will, in Japan.
Nikka and Suntory.
Suntory.
Which makes Yamazaki, Hibiki, Hakushu.
Yeah.
And Nikka, which makes Yoichi, Nikka, and Miyagikyo.
Sure, and then the actual formation of those businesses and why it leads to the shortages of Japanese whiskeys. We talk about that in the other video.
With a dash of water, the complexity on that Miyagikyo just doubled. It went from pure fruit and sweet, or honeyed fruit, to an actual Scotch.
I'm getting
kind of
well, and again the
more oil.
The oily butter on this.
Yeah.
Jumps out of the glass. So.
Oh, did you taste it again?
No, I'm just smelling.
Take a sip of it again.
Even the nose is dramatically different.
Oh yeah.
Justin hinting.
Justin.
Is there a significant difference in the amount of peat smoke and flavor you get between using a peated mash and a heavily peated barrel? That's a good question.
Oh. Yeah. So most of the smoke coming out of a whiskey has to do, and the mash portion, with the heart cuts, the distillation. It doesn't have to do with how much it's smoked beforehand. Now, it's a give and take, right? So you're riding two handles at once, and any change on either handle is going to affect the outcome. So more smoke in drying the barley affects the outcome, but heart cut affects the outcome, and it's balance. The barrel, if you use a previously held peaty whiskey barrel, you'll definitely affect the spirit, to be sure, but in a very different kind of way. It's just different. It's hard to pinpoint. One is more and one's less. It's like, which is a better vehicle, a truck or a race car? It's like, well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
A lifted race car.
Yeah. So monster trucks.
Yeah. Well, yes. Monster trucks.
All right.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you... Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.